Daytime baseball here on MLB Network. Today, the third and final game in this three-game series between the Falcons and the 51s. Live baseball here on MLB Network, and it comes your way next. Eric Kraft will do the pitching in Game 3 of the series. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, Matty V, this ought to be exciting. This is one of the top young pitchers in the game right now. He keeps getting better. He keeps learning. And if he continues at this pace, this guy has a chance to be one of the more reliable pitchers in the game.
Settling in now, Bart Flash. And we are ready for some daytime baseball.
The left fielder, Bart Flash.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And afternoon baseball on MLB Network is underway. Dan Dero, we take a look at our home nine as they take the field here today. They did get the win last time out, but it hasn't been the best week for them as they've won just twice in their last 6 tries.
Yeah, Matty V, hey, Dero, this has not been the kind of homestand that they would like to have so far. Through the first 5 games, they're 2-3. Dero, getting to 500 on this homestand is certainly one thing they'd like to do here today.
Yeah, they can salvage a little bit right now. They can walk out of here today with a smile on their face if they can get this back to 500 in these first 6 games.
And now a pitch on the way. Sent on the ground out to second. Reined in. And there are 2 away now.
At first, the first baseman, Jeffrey Bellamy.
So stepping in, Jeffrey Bellamy. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Lifted in the air to center field. Center fielder giving chase. He can't get there in time, and now it hops over the wall for a ground rule double.
Pretty good swing right there as he drives this ball deep. One hops over the wall, and he can just walk into second base with a ground rule double.
At the plate now, Josh Means, as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. Comes set, the 0-1. Bellamy at second with 2 down. This pitch is popped up. And he will indeed make the play in foul territory to retire the side. Danger averted following the 2-out double. More baseball on MLB Network right after this. Benji Easel starts the game on the mound for the third and final game of the series. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Hey, Matty V, this ought to be a fun one to watch. This guy's been around the block for a while, but he's having a rock-solid season with a real good ERA. It'll be really interesting to see how he attacks his opposing lineup.
In now, Brian Beard. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
The center fielder, Brian Beard.
Pitch on the way. And this one's nowhere close as that bounces to the plate for ball 1. Dan Dero, as we take a look at our visiting club as they take the field in this scoreless ball game. They come in scuffling a bit of late, just 2-4 over their last 6 games.
Yeah, Matty, this is the big one right here. They've split the first 2 games of this series. You want to steal one right here and be feeling good about yourself.
Yeah, Dero, I think one of the things you want to do, you get to the 3rd game, you'd like to win this series and finish it off by winning Game 3. It's always nice to win a series, whether it's at home or on the road, so this is a big one for this ball club.
And they'll come back with 1 in the dirt as the count moves to 2-1 now. 3-1.
He's only 4 pitches in, but he doesn't look too sharp to start the day off.
And he takes ball 4. So the leadoff man is on here in the home half of the first in a scoreless ball game.
As if things aren't tough enough here playing in this hostile environment, he walks the leadoff hitter, and oh yeah, he's a threat to run every time he gets on base. Not the way he wanted to start this outing.
Now in the box, Stephen Wong is back in the starting lineup for this one after sitting out last night's game. First pitch coming, here it is. And he tries to hold back on the swing, but I think it would have been ruled a strike anyway. It's 0-1. From the belt, the pitch. On the ground is short. This could be 2. To second for 1. On to first, and they get the double play.
Batting first, the shortstop, Richie Dunlap.
Digging in, Richie Dunlap. No one on base for him after the double play.
Yeah, Matt, that 2-ball really changed the complexion of this inning. It looked like the middle of the order was going to have a chance to get a big hit with some ducks on the pond, but now they just have to try and get a 2-out rally started.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Fastball runs a bit inside here. It's 1-0.
He's a veteran out on that mound. He understands he has to establish that inside fastball to open up the outer half of the plate.
2 out, nobody on. Close there, but he doesn't get the call with the breaking ball. Time to check our umpires in this one. Behind the plate is Freddie Ferguson.
Hey, D-Row, you better be ready to swing, particularly at that low pitch. Freddie Ferguson, low ball umpire.
Yeah, it makes it tough on the offense. I was a guy who liked the low ball, but that usually means those guys are susceptible to that slider in the dirt. You have to see the ball up, and this guy doesn't give you a chance.
Now the 3-0 offering is in there for strike 1. He likely had ball 4 that time, but couldn't hold back on the swing, so that moves the count to 3-2 now. Now the payoff pitch home. And a fastball misses there, ball 4.
Some guys take a little time to find the zone, but with the second walk of the first inning, it might be a little more than just settling in here. Not sure how long of a leash they'll give him, but they're not going to let him walk the world out there.
Stepping in, Manny Minton. 2 hits and 8 tries for the series. Prior to the at-bat, a check on first. A dive, but he's back. First pitch on its way. Minton tends to have more success against right-handed pitching like this than he does against southpaws. Could be a comfort thing. Maybe he just picks up the ball a little better, but that's the book on him at this point.
Nope.
That missed. Close. It's ball 2.
I wonder if that call not going his way right there has anything to do with walking the last guy. We all know umpires don't give you much on the corners if you're not throwing strikes consistently.
A runner on first with 2 away. Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
If I'm managing this hitter right here, he doesn't even have to look down at the third base coach. You know he's got the green light. He's one of the best hitters in your lineup.
This one is launched. Look at this. And out of here. And I mean by plenty. That ball was crushed. A 2-run blast to straightaway right field. 4th home run here in the early going, as it's now a 2-0 ball game.
I know hindsight's 20/20, but you can't throw that pitch to that guy. Don't forget, he homered yesterday, so you know he's locked in and ready to roll up there. We'll see if he learns from that mistake.
Into the box now, Sean Bender. As he'll take a look at a slider in the dirt, and it's ball one. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. The 1-0 home is laid off for ball two.
Hey, not a good spot to be, down 2-0. This guy has some serious pop at the plate. I'm expecting a big hack here.
2-1.
Gutsy pitch right there. 2-0 changeup for a strike. Good call by the catcher. Great execution by the pitcher.
Bases are empty here with two men out. Hit out towards second. He's got it. Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as the side is retired. But two come across to score in the inning courtesy of this two-run home run. We'll head to the top of the second. It's now a 2-0 ball game. Now at the plate, Rodney Myers. He went deep in the contest last night.
Hey, we're still in the early stages of this one. They're only down by a couple of runs, but it's really key for this leadoff guy to try to get on and get a big inning started.
No balls and a strike to count. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. Way out in front as this is yanked foul into the seats in left. A windup and the 0-2 pitch. A ball and two strikes. And he lays off the curveball. Strike three called, and that's going to be out number one. Coming to the plate now, Bruce Sanders, looking for better results than last night when he went 0 for 4 in that one. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And there's a fastball well off the plate inside. On a line, that's a base hit. And now it'll rattle up against the wall. And he is in at second base with a one-out double.
He was able to recognize that pitch early. His eyes lit up on that one. Able to pull it down the line for a nice base hit.
So now to the plate, John O'Neill, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. And he falls behind 0-2.
Looked like he was cheating a heater right there. A little bit too far out in front. Got to find a way to keep his hands back.
Oh, a 2 pitch is a curveball that misses 1-2.
He didn't look overly fooled right there because a lot of pitchers will go to the breaking stuff 0-2, but he certainly looked ready for a breaker on that pitch.
Swing and a miss on the fastball that time, out number 2.
This is why it's so hard to be successful as a hitter when you fall behind in the count. 1-2, you're probably expecting some sort of off-speed pitches, but when the pitcher offers up a good hard fastball, it's pretty hard to adjust and catch up to it.
Stepping in now, Blake Hamby, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball one. Runner in scoring position with Cigar. And a good heater as he just watches this baby, a ball and a strike. Just behind the fastball there, 2 strikes now.
Not likely to see a fourth fastball in this situation. I'm going to eliminate the fastball if I'm at the plate right here.
The 1-2.
When a pitcher's close to working through a quick inning, that's when you really need to grind out some at-bats. He's done a good job of that, and that's really big when you're hitting towards the bottom of the order.
Working for the punch-out and the offering.
Swing and a miss at a big breaking ball, and that's how the inning comes to an end.
Bottom of the inning now, and that'll bring forth the power-speed combination. Trent Burgess.
One of the keys to securing a win, they want to keep the pressure on and try to build that lead as much as they can moving into the later innings.
Trying to jam him with the first pitch slider, but it's in a bit too tight for ball one. The 1-0.
Now ball two. Back-to-back breaking pitches. I think if right now you really have to try to get the best pitch you can get in the zone, you have to throw it right here.
Hit down the third baseline, but a foul ball, and it's 2-1 now. Now here's the pitch. And a big swing and a miss here, 2 strikes.
That's not a pitch he misses very often. He knows he should have done something with that one.
And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning. Another strikeout for him on the mound, and boy, is it fun to watch him go about his business.
No doubt, Matty. He's one of my favorites, mostly because of his stuff. You know, he can absolutely dominate on any given day because of what he offers up there. It's just nasty. There aren't many hitters that like to see this guy on the mound.
Into the box, Charles Altman. As he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. And he's definitely off to a fast start in the early part of the season. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Ball one. One out, nobody on. And that misses. 2-1. Called strike 2.
Ooh, that's a good pitch to take a hack at right there. Change up in the zone. He'd like to have that one back.
Still 2-2. Pitch on the way. Fouled off. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Looped out toward third. A leaping try, but it's out of his reach and into the outfield.
Everybody needs a little love in their life right there. Nice piece of hit and get you some right there. A little soft liner. He definitely wasn't on that baseball, but he got a little luck involved, a little love, and that thing found a hole right there into the outfield.
Here's a look over to first and a dive, but he's back in there. In now, Derek Parker. And this is sliced foul into the stands in right, out of play. First shot for him here with a runner at first now and one away. The 0-1 pitch. Yanked the slider across that time, laid off for a ball. Now a throw over and the runner back in standing. A 1-1 hit in the air down the right field line. Long run for the right fielder, but it's over his head and it hops the wall for a ground rule double.
Just a great approach at the plate right there. Takes that pitch on the outer half and goes with it. He clearly hit it well because it bounced right over the wall for a ground rule double.
At the plate now, Brian Greer, as he will take strike one on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. He's got a chance to add to this early lead as he'll bat with a couple of guys in scoring position. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. Greer, an Iowa native. This is his 16th season at the major league level, and obviously that alone reflects the incredible career he's put together.
Yeah, Matty, this guy has had an amazing career. And you know what? It's a testament to how hard he's worked, the changes he's had to make. This is a game of adjustments, and you don't hang around this long if you're not prepared to make some adjustments along the way.
Here's the 2-1. Slapped hard the opposite way, and that's into the outfield for a one-out hit. And now it'll rattle up against the wall, and the second run will score. It's now a 4-0 game.
Many guys fall victim to the breaking ball and want to get out in front of it, and they end up rolling it over to the pull side. Batter was able to execute, stay inside, keep his hands back, and drive it the other way.
Into the box now, Brian Beard, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. The average coming into play right at 320. 1 home run, 10 RBIs. The 1-0 home. Lifted in the air toward the line and right. And that'll get over the wall, so forget about sending the runner. It'll be second and third now with only one away.
Hey, Dan, as a former pitcher, that knock just took him to a 12-game hit streak. Is that in the packet when you're looking over the lineup?
Hey, there's no doubt about that, D-Row. You go into a pitcher's meeting, and they'll make him fully aware of who's hot and who's not. And trust me, they knew that he had an 11-game hitting streak, and after that knock, it's an even dozen.
So now to the plate, Stephen Wong will swing and lift the ball foul off to the left and out of play. Too much tilt on that breaking ball as it misses low.
Great game plan so far by this offense. They're not chasing any of those breaking balls out of the zone.
The 1-1 pitch. Checks his swing, but this will be strike 2 call. Already 24 pitches to this point in the inning. Struck him out. And now they'll likely need a base hit to get that runner home from third.
That's a pretty unique pitch sequence, guys. Usually pitching is all about mixing pitches and location, but he threw that all out the window to get that strikeout. He offered the same pitch 3 times in a row, so I guess he sort of used that reverse psychology to outthink his opponent.
To the plate now, Richie Dunlap, as he'll try to hold back on the swing, but he went around for the first strike.
Even though we're still in the early going, I think this game's at a tipping point right now. They've got a chance to put this game out of reach, but if they can't score anymore here, the other guys feel like the door's still open.
He's ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Lifted the other way to left center. Camby is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. So it's 2 runs on 4 base hits. No errors and a couple of men left on. We've played 2 full. Nashville leads this one 4-0. Leading off the inning, Pat Sample, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Lots of baseball left in this one as we're still early on, but you don't want to fall too far behind. They're already down by a bundle, and one of the things you want your leadoff guy to get on and set the table for the big boys to start driving in some runs.
And 1-1 as this one's in on the hands. And it's fouled away. The 1-2. He's taken high above the zone. Count remains 2-2.
Yeah, you could tell he was ready for another fastball, but the pitcher went to breaking ball, and the hitter just fouls that one off.
Another try at 2-2. Hit on the ground out to short. Fielded cleanly. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third. So with one away, let's give you a look at the standings in the American League's Central Division as you see where these two teams find themselves entering our ballgame here today. Stepping up now, Bart Flash. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And he'll take strike one on the fastball, registering at 93 that time. And it's 1-1. Bases are empty, one man out. And this is low, ball 2. 2-1.
Yeah, 2 balls, 1 strike.
3-1 now.
Well, it's a pretty well-known fact that your batting average goes up as you get into more favorable hitters counts, and that's especially true when we're talking about this kind of hitter. Not a great spot to be in if you're the pitcher.
3-2 now. Now the payoff pitch home is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Digging in for his second at-bat, Kevin Root. He got on top of one and was a ground-out victim last time. First offering on its way. Grounder down the line at third. But a foul ball here, 0-1. 2 out, nobody on. Down and away, ball 1. And now a curveball that's low and in the dirt for a ball. It's 2-1. Now here it comes. Line shot to third, and the side is retired. Get up there, big fella, and take away a hit at third. Don't touch that remote. More on MLB Network right after this. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and set to go is the veteran first baseman, Manny Minton.
The last at that, Matty D, we heard this guy's a good fastball hitter. He got a fastball and didn't miss it. We'll see if they pitch him a little bit differently this time and mix in some off-speed pitches. There's no way around it. This has been a rough start on the mound, so it'll be interesting to see how long that man is going to let him go. Maybe he settles in and can give you another inning or so, but I wouldn't bet on it at this point.
2-0 now. Here it comes.
Yeah.
2-1 pitch is a slider taken for a called strike 2.
Not much you're going to do with that pitch right there. You have to catch it out front before it even breaks, and even if you do that, it's a tough pitch to keep fair.
The 2-2 doesn't get the zone. Count full now. Sean Bender is on deck. Now the 3-2 pitch. And good patience exercised as he works out the walk to lead off the home half of the third.
When a guy homers off you early in the game, the last thing you want to do is challenge him and maybe have him do it again. He was a lot more careful with him there.
Into the box now, Sean Bender. From the stretch.
Ball 1, no strike.
Perfect time for a mound visit right here. Just give him a breather, a chance to collect himself and get back to work. The 1-0.
And this is popped fouled off to the right and back into the seats.
Lucky he got a piece right there. He was definitely late on that pitch after seeing a previous off-speed pitch.
There's a foul ball off to the right side, and that'll move the count to 1-2. From the belt, the pitch. Swing and a miss on the slider, and that's out number 1.
That was some nice execution on that pitch. Spotted it nicely down around the bottom of the zone. And when you do that, especially with 2 strikes, not a lot of guys are going to hurt you. You're going to get a lot of ground balls and swings and misses down there.
Stepping in now, Trent Burgess, as he'll swing and miss at a first pitch slider at strike 1. 0 for 1 here in the early going. Throw over to first. Runners on first with 1 down. Yanked the slider across that time, laid off for a ball. One and two now as that one's fouled off. From the stretch. And now a slider in there for a called third strike, and there are 2 gone now.
The right fielder, number 7.
At the plate, Charles Altman. He reached on a single in his first try. He's set. Here it comes. Fastball well outside.
We're only in the 3rd inning, and his pitch count is above 60. That's not being too efficient with your pitches.
Now the 1-0 is a fastball that misses.
It's one thing to get hit around, but it's far worse when you're getting yourself into trouble by not throwing strikes. Every pitcher's been there, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating or unacceptable.
Two out with the man at first. Grounded to the right. A diving effort here as he gets a glove on it. And a good effort here, but he's well safe at first, and there are 2 on and 2 out now.
The bat, the second baseman, Derek Parker.
Standing in now, Derek Parker.
He swings and sends it in the air to right center field.
And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. All set for the start of the 4th. And next it'll be the fleet-footed first baseman, Jeffrey Bellamy. Now here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
This guy's been throwing the ball great so far, but he's going to be tested here. 4, 5, and 6 coming up this part of the lineup.
Now the pitch. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out.
Well, he certainly wasn't intimidated on the mound right there. He had to stare down a really good hitter, and instead of working around the zone, he challenged him with 3 straight good pitches. I like that he didn't give his opponent too much credit.
In now, Josh Means. As he'll pop this one foul off to the left and out of play. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. Now the pitch. And he'll try and tempt him with one in the dirt, but he'll hold back here. It's 1-2. Tough curveball that time, but he's able to make a little contact to keep this at bat going. One out, nobody on. And another foul ball. The 1-2.
These are the great matchups that happen throughout the course of a game. I don't think as a pitcher you can give in right here. He's a great hitter at the plate. He knows it. You know it. Keep executing and maybe get him to roll something over.
The 2-2.
I know the fans love the souvenirs, but the battle between the pitcher and batter right here is what makes the game great.
The 2-2 one more time is looked at, and the count moves full.
Hey, this has been an epic at-bat right here. I don't blame the pitcher for a little nibbling right there. Maybe get a swing and a miss. He didn't bite on that one, so now we go full count.
Hit out towards second. Scooped up. Throw just in time, and oh, that was awfully close.
Now back. Rodney. Miles.
Digging in, the switch hitter, Rodney Miles. He got called out on strikes his last time through.
Yeah, in today's game, certainly don't get completely reprimanded for too many strikeouts, but no one likes to go down looking. Expect him to be a little bit more aggressive at the dish this AB.
It's been more than 2 innings since this guy's allowed anyone to reach base. He looks pretty unbeatable on the bump right now.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And here's a fastball on 0-2, but it misses. 1-2 now.
Stone cold take right there. That fastball very well could have sent him packing back to the bench.
Oh, a fastball swung on and missed, and for the second time today, he's gone on strikes. Ready to go in the bottom of the 4th, and that'll bring in the veteran catcher, Brian Greer.
Brian Greer.
First pitch of the at-bat. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0.
Well, it's been a rough one so far. 4 runs through 3 innings. It's about time to get that pitch count down, or he won't be out here very long.
Line hard to center field. Hamby is there, and he has it for the first out.
Good contact to start out the inning. Thought he might be on base with some sort of a hit, but it hung up there too long. Just unlucky that time.
So the lineup flips over, and digging in, Brian Beard. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit last time up. Looked for it up in the zone and didn't miss it. Those are the pitches you only get. Maybe once an AB, maybe once a game, maybe once a week. So he certainly capitalized on it last time.
Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Line drive snagged on a short hop, and he'll step on first himself for the out.
Now back, left fielder, Stephen Wong.
Ready for another shot now, Stephen Wong. 0 for 2 on his line thus far. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Now a swing and a miss at a slider for a strike. 2 out, nobody on. Barely able to make contact. Down 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. And a slider called strike 3 as he couldn't pull the trigger, and the side is retired. All ready to go in the top of the 5th, and set to go as the third baseman, Bruce Sanders.
This one doesn't look good so far. Down by a boatload as we enter the middle innings. It's about time they get something going, and the last thing you want to do is fall behind where you have to score a bunch in the 8th and 9th inning. Boy, they've been just getting shut down right here. Been a while since they've even had a runner on. So I think it's time to start looking for ways to make some things happen. Drop a bunt, get up on the plate, something.
And the fastball hitting 93 on the gun. It's 1-1. That's in there on the outer half. 1-2 now.
I got the count. 1-2.
Pulls this one in the air out to left. Wong has him played perfectly as he puts it away for out number 1.
Now batting, designated hitter, John O'Neill.
Standing in, John O'Neill. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one. And we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
Strike 1 to start the at-bat. The 0-1 delivery. Gets the fastball by him here, and he's in control. 0-2.
Man, this guy's really pitched well so far, attacking the strike zone, and he's really kept these hitters off balance.
Swing and a hot shot toward third. A leap, but he can't bring it down. Base hit.
Dan, are you even concerned about that? You've been pitching out of a wind-up ball game, and now you have to go to the stretch.
It can be a concern sometimes, but you try to in between starts to make sure that you throw enough pitches out of the stretch, and he's been out of the windup most of the game, so we'll see how he reacts here after this base hit.
Blake Hamby comes on with 1 gone here as he looks at a called strike 1. This is on the ground over to first. There's 1. Relay to first in time, and just like that, this side is retired. 1 hit in the inning, but that gets erased. Home half of the 5th coming up. The 51s lead this one 4-0. Digging in now, Richie Dunlap. He's 0 for 1 thus far.
At shortstop, Richie.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way.
That's out.
Well, he's still out there to start the 5th inning, but it's been a real grind of a start for him. The pitch count is much higher than he'd like it to be, so it's hard to imagine him working really deep into this game.
Lays off again, and it's 2-0. Dunlap bats left but throws right and stands in at 6'3". He's in the midst of his 8th major league season. 3-0 now. Manny Minton waits on deck. And that misses ball 4 now. It's a leadoff walk to get the home half of the 5th underway.
Well, that is definitely not the way to start an inning. One thing to give up a walk, but to do it on 4 pitches is pretty alarming. He looks a little thrown off right now.
Now here comes the skipper out of the third base dugout, and we're going to have a pitching change as that's going to be off for his starter this afternoon. So he'll depart after working just 4+ innings, as this will not go down as a quality start, that's for sure. Sam
attention, please.
Moses takes the ball here as he'll enter with a runner at first and nobody out.
Moses.
Manny Minton will be the first to stand in against the new pitcher as he'll do so with a runner at first and nobody out. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
Ball one.
A ball and no strikes.
Don't be shocked if he doesn't go right back to that splitter again. He's looking for a double play, and that pitch certainly has enough depth on it to get him a ground ball.
The 1-0. This is line to left. Flash is right there as he puts it away, no problem for the first out.
The batter, the designated hitter, John Bender.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Sean Bender. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Oh, had him chopping at that one. It's 0-1.
Good thing he didn't make contact with that pitch. Only thing he could do is probably hit that on the ground. It could be a double play ball.
Now a move over to first, and he'll dive back in safely. And he fouls this one off. Protecting with 2 strikes, went out of the zone that time, but he stays alive. The next 0-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3.
That swing tells me he was really trying to get a pitch out front and rip it down the line, but that wasn't a great pitch to do it on. It's really not the best 2-strike approach either.
At the plate, Trent Burgess pitches a cold strike. The throw, and it's not in time as he's in well ahead of the throw.
Well, some may say that's a questionable steal with such a big lead, but to me, it's still too early to worry about disrespecting the other team. I've seen leads like this disappear, so they're going to keep trying to pile on.
Line toward right center. And that'll get down out there for extra bases. He pulls into second safely as a run will score on the play as well. Well, that stolen base a minute ago just became that much more important.
Yeah, man, if the runner's on first, this hit may or may not bring him home, but he was on second, so he cruises across the plate for the run. It's all about finding ways to manufacture runs, and they did just that there.
Into the box, Charles Altman, as he takes a called strike at the knees. It's 0-1. 2 hits in 2 trips for him thus far. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2.
I think it's about time to choke up on that bat and get that foot down. He's awfully tardy right now.
Swing and a liner. Foul.
Got to take advantage of that pitch right there. 0-2 breaker hanging over the heart of the plate. Not going to see too many of those today.
Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. And a slider bounces, and that gets away. And he's going to make it up to third here as he advances on the wild pitch.
Well, some would say no harm done with that wild pitch, right? But I disagree. The runner's now 90 feet away from scoring, an infield single, a booted ball, and he crosses the plate. That might not be the case if he were still on second.
Men on third with 2 down. Still hanging with him. Another good swing to keep it going.
He was looking for a swing and a miss breaker right there, but left that one in the zone that got fouled off. Fouled away.
The 1-2. And he chased it in the dirt. Means is after it. The throw to first is in time, and the inning is over. But a run will score in the inning on this RBI double. We're through 5 here this afternoon, and the lead is now 5-0. Striding into the box, Pat Sample. And through 5 turns at bat, they've only mustered a total of 3 hits. Not terrible, but they're certainly not firing on all cylinders.
Well, it's getting a little bit too late in this game that this continues like this. In today's game, with so many dominant bullpen arms, you certainly don't want to wait until the 8th or 9th to try to wake the bats up.
First pitch on its way.
Ball, that's inside.
Hit hard up the middle. And a base hit, so the leadoff man is aboard.
Nice execution right there, Dan. Kept his front shoulder in, kept his hands inside the baseball, and ripped the base hit up the middle.
And if you're a pitcher right there, you can't get discouraged. Sometimes even when you make a good pitch, the ball's going to find a hole somewhere. That one right up the middle.
To the plate now, Bart Flash. 0-1 the count. A runner at first with no outs here. And it's quickly 0-2.
Got to believe the pitcher's going to trust his defense right here. Look for something down in his zone to induce a ground ball double play.
Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fouled off. And he won't offer it that. Too high. 1-2.
Basic pitching right there. 0-2 fastball up and out of the zone. Change the eye level. Now time to go to that curveball down and away.
On its tailor-made to short. 6, 4, 3, and they turn the double play.
Now batting, the shortstop, Kevin Root.
So base is empty now after the double play. And stepping up as the shortstop, Kevin Root. First pitch of the at-bat on its way.
1-0.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. One and 1 the count. On its way is pitch number 75. Fastball close, but he didn't get it. 2-1. Grounded to first. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Standing in, Derek Parker. He flew out in his last at-bat.
The second baseman, Derek Parker.
Here's the first pitch to him.
Oh, that's out.
The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Look out. 2-0 now.
Well, we all know he can burn on a base pass, right? But that's a little tougher to do when you've got a nice goose egg on your leg. It's tough to do like that.
And a very low strike there. Trying to speed up the game, perhaps. It's 2-1. Inside for a ball as he falls behind to him here. 3-1.
It's been a great job so far by the 8-hole hitter. If he finds a way to get on base, this could spell for a huge inning.
High Hot shot to third and handled for the first out.
Now batting, catcher, Brian Greer.
So digging in now, Brian Greer. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Good slider there. Gets a swing and miss. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bases are empty. 1 man out. Very high. 2-1. Now here it comes.
Count is 3-1.
Good job to work the count and put himself back in the driver's seat. Started off with 1 strike, and now he's got the count in his favor, 3-1.
And he takes ball 4. So a good job out of the 9-hole in getting on base as we go back to the top of the order.
And that hole at bat, I feel like he really didn't want to challenge him. And I'm really surprised by that, because I think this is a guy in the bottom third of the order you have to go right after.
Digging in to try it again, Brian Beard. First delivery to him on the way. Off the plate and low here, ball 1.
And when you're already down 5, the last thing you want to do is fall behind in the count when you're on the mound. That's not going to do anything to help you get back into this thing.
Swung on and missed. 1-1. Split-fingered pitch that's by him for strike 2.
That's exactly the pitch you don't want to be chasing in these situations. He's going to keep that ball down below the hollow of the knee, try and get you to ground into a double play. You have to set your sights at least belt high.
Ready on 1 and 2.
I got to count 2 and 2.
Timing just a tick off there as this one's fouled off to the right. Ready with another 2-2. Takes this the other way to right, but he'll barely have to move out there in right as he hauls this one in for the second out.
Now batting, left fielder, Stephen Wong.
Ready for another chance, Stephen Wong. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
0-1's the count.
Oh, and 1 count and the pitch. Got him. And that's the 3rd time we've written a K next to his name in this one. Leading off the inning, Jeffrey Bellamy, and they'll need him to get something going here.
They're starting to run out of time. They haven't been able to score any runs as we're moving late into this one. A perfect time for this leadoff guy to try to get on base and ignite a rally. I really like how he's been attacking hitters early in these ABs. He's thrown strikes on the first pitch to over 70% of the guys he's faced so far.
A ball and a strike now. The 1-1. It's taken down and in for a ball. Ground ball right side, straight into the shift. Reined in. And the throw to first is in time, so the leadoff man is gone here to start inning number 7.
Now batting, the catcher, Josh Means.
So striding forward now, Josh Means. Here comes the first pitch. And he takes a pitch that's ruled a strike at the knees. Pretty liberal strike zone there. It's 0-1. And it's fouled away. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Oh, and a good curveball that time as it's taken for a called strike 3, and there are 2 away.
Man, this guy's on his game today, not only when he's throwing strikes, but how about the amount of strikeouts? And what's even more impressive, no walks up to this point. So he's pounding that zone with strikes, and he's making these hitters swing the bat.
So now to the plate, Rodney Mize, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. He'll try to bunt his way on as he gets this one down. And a wise decision there to make sure this ball stays foul, and that's the 2nd strike. Line shot to third, and the side is retired.
Please join us for the traditional 7th-inning stretch.
Last half of the 7th here, and coming forward now is the shortstop, Richie Dunlap.
Richie Dunlap.
Here's the first pitch to him.
Count 1-0.
Obviously, the game plan wasn't to let this guy beat you right here. He's already walked twice, and that pitch out of the zone tells me they want nothing to do with him.
And a strike to even the count. 1-1. Action in the bullpen now as a right-hander begins to throw out there. The 1-1. Waves and misses for strike number 2.
1-2.
Misses, ball 2. And a splitter here, but he had a bit too much on it as this bounces up to the plate.
Pretty easy pitch to lay off there, 2-2. Not even close to being in the strike zone. He made it easy for the hitter in that one.
And that misses, ball 4. It's a leadoff walk to start the home 7th.
The first baseman, Manny.
So striding in, Manny Minton. First things first, here's a throw over. And the runner back. Perhaps wisely, another look to first. Keeping particularly close tabs on him. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. From the belt, kicks and deals. Swing and a miss here, and he's behind in the count now, 0-2.
Well, he's following the code not to miss down and into a lefty, everything on the outer half of the plate.
Here it comes, 0-2. And here's a slider that runs inside that time, and that'll keep him from diving out over the plate.
I'll tell you, it's a helpless feeling for a manager or a pitching coach when your pitchers are having a really hard time throwing strikes. What are you supposed to do other than keep trying new guys until someone starts attacking the zone?
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. over to the bag, back in standing. A splitter, but he started it too low as it bounces up to the plate.
Wow, from 0-2 to 3-2 on that last pitch on 2-2 wasn't even close. He had this guy in the ropes, but now he let him right back into this at bat.
Now the payoff pitch home. Making him sweat out there. The 7th pitch coming up. This is hit the other way out toward left field. Left fielder is on the move. He's there and records the first out.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Sean Bender.
Next will be the designated hitter, Sean Bender. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Flash is right there as he'll put it away without much problem for the second out.
The batter, the third baseman, Trent Burgess.
Stepping up to the plate, Trent Burgess. First pitch on its way. No balls and 1 strike. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. Lifted down the line in left. And this is going to get down. It's a foul ball. The 1-2 is offered at and missed. He chased it for strike 3. Into the box, Bruce Sanders. We're in the 8th now, and nothing's changed out there on the mound.
Well, I've been very impressed with how this starter's gone about his business, Matt. He's looked really sharp, and it's hard to know if it's had any effect, but getting that early lead from his offense could have really helped settle him in.
First delivery to him on the way. Line to the right side. Leaps high as he makes the catch. Well done.
Now back, designated hitter, John O'Neill.
At the plate, John O'Neill. He singled his last time up. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Now a slider, and he gets ahead of him here 0-1. A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. 1 out, nobody on. Pulled the fastball down a little too much there. That's ball 1. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. The pitch. There's the fastball that gets the lower part of the zone, called for a strike. Heading out towards shallow right. In there, a base hit. The throw into second. And he's able to hustle his way up to second as he'll reach here with a 2-base hit.
Wow, he must be living right because he gets absolutely jammed thought we were going to see the bat splintered, but instead he muscles the ball to right for a double. Might get some heckles from his teammates, but no doubt he'll take it.
Ready now, Blake Hamby. And his guys are looking to erase that donut on the scoreboard with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, Matt, they've been really shut down so far in this one. They've had runners on base, but haven't been able to string anything together.
Here comes the first pitch. Swung on, but fouled off to the left. Runner at second here with one man out. Grounded to third. On to first, and there were two down. Well, these fans have been treated to a fine outing out of their hometown starter as we give you a look at the numbers here. A big 0 in the run column on the right-hand side of your screen. Digging in once again, Pat Sample, 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And he extends nicely, and this ball driven to right field and deep. And he will get there to make the running play, and that will end the inning. Cedric Morrow is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Number 33.
Bottom of inning number 8 set to go, and that'll bring forth the veteran outfielder Charles Altman.
The right fielder, Charles Altman.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Late swing, but he's still able to get a lot of this one out toward deep right field. And it's gone as they add still another. A solo shot here to straightaway right field. 4th home run here in the early going. As they pile on, it's now 6-0.
Oh, man, he got hurt. His second pitch since coming in, and he serves one up. A reliever's worst nightmare, and a big confidence boost for the lineup. Let's see if he can rebound.
Now batting, the second baseman, Derek Parker.
Stepping in now, Derek Parker. This will come up empty that time on a sinker at strike 1. Bases are empty here, nobody out. Weak grounder back to the mound. On to first, so a good bounce back pitch there as he gets the ground ball for the first out.
The catcher, Brian Greer.
Now batting, Brian Greer. First pitch of the at-bat. Bases are empty, one man out. And this misses the outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1. One and two now. Here's the pitch. Here's a weakly hit fly ball off to the left side. Root backs up and takes care of it. 2 away.
Center fielder, number 16, Brian Beard.
Now back to the top of the lineup. Stepping in, Brian Beard. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Oh, that's
A ball and no strikes. Line towards center field. Hamby will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. But add on one more as the solo shot stretches their lead even further. 9th inning straight ahead, and this is now a 6-0 ball game. Coming to the plate now, Bart Flash. And at this point of the game, I think it's clear that the plan of attack against the top of the order has worked.
Well, when you've only surrendered 1 hit to the top 3 guys in the order up to this point in the game, you know you're doing something right, Matt. You're spot on. Whatever they discussed coming into this game has worked out beautifully.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. 9th inning underway now as the first pitch is taken for a called strike.
Hey, there's an old saying in baseball, you need to take a strike in this spot. Well, he got one there. Now he just needs to find a way to get on.
And a slider just about gets away from him there as it runs in a bit too close for comfort. Strike 2 taken. A fastball that clips the inside black. And he should be okay to go the distance here. He's just now about to hit 100 pitches for the ball game.
Yeah, it's go time, Matty V. He's got a chance to close this one out. He knows the bullpen's rested and ready to go. He's got a smile on his face out there.
Boy, Dero, this is what every manager loves. One day where you cannot have to empty out everybody in that bullpen. Going into the 9th inning in today's game with your starting pitcher, you can't ask for more than he's given them up to this point.
Standing in now, Kevin Root. As he'll take a look at ball 1. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. And a fastball here that's taken for ball 2.
Now this is the kind of count this guy feeds on at the plate. You can bet he's geared to hit the fastball right here.
The 2-0 on the way. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Center fielder giving chase, but he won't get there. It falls in.
Yeah, Matt, back-to-back base knocks right off the bat here. As we take a look at the numbers, you see they aren't that bad, but he's definitely got into a no-out jam here. We'll see if he can get out of it.
Ready once again, Jeffrey Bellamy. And these guys are making a little push here. You have to like the effort despite the odds.
Yeah, you really do, Matt. Look, they still have a significant hill to climb, but hey, they string a couple of hits together here, and all of a sudden this thing feels doable.
First delivery to him on the way. Breaking ball below the zone. That's ball 1.
Well, they've yet to hang a number on the scoreboard, but it looks like they've got a great opportunity from the breakthrough. Going to be pretty demoralizing if they can't.
Now the 1-0 is a fastball down below the knees.
Hey, time to start making some quality pitches. He finds himself in a tough spot behind an account with guys on base.
First and second here with nobody out. Two balls and a strike.
Nasty 2-0 slider right there for a strike. No shame in tipping your hat.
Grounded back up the middle. And that'll get by into center field for a base hit. But this is well up the line, and he's safe at home plate.
Hey, Dero, they're making this guy pay. That's 3 straight singles and a run driven in.
Yeah, nothing hit extremely hard. Killing him softly, station to station with those knocks.
Here comes the manager out of the first base dugout heading for the mound. And he's going to motion for the bullpen, as that'll be all for his starter this afternoon. So he receives a nice ovation from this home crowd, departing after surrendering just 1 earned run. Chad Hardy comes on now in an awfully difficult situation, as there are 2 on here with nobody out. Into the box now. Josh Means fielded cleanly. 1 there. On to first, and how about that? He comes right out of the bullpen and gets the double play ball with 1 pitch.
Gotta love that out of your reliever, right? The first batter he faces, he gets to roll over into a double play. Pulled the right string that time, Skip.
Digging in, Rodney Myers. He comes to the plate as the last chance for his side. 2 out here in the 9th. He's set, and the pitch. Right-hander starts to loosen out in the bullpen now. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, and they're up against it now as they're down to their final strike of the afternoon. And now this crowd, announced at around 22,000, comes to their feet. Yanked on the ground down the line. And a reach, but it's by him as he couldn't quite get to that ball. And the run is in to score from third. On to second. But he's in safely, as also on the play a run comes across to score.
Never say never in this game, folks. It's late and the clock is ticking, but that RBI double might start making believers out of the entire dugout. We'll see if they can.
Throw on to first is in time to get him, and the 51s have taken the rubber match of this 3-game set as this ball game is over. 6-2 the final total today.
Here now is our final line score. First.